So my presentation today was presenting a sneak peek of the Planning for Animals handbook, which is a brand new handbook, part of the Australian Disaster Resilience Handbooks collection. And that's a culmination of several years of work that's gone into how we plan for animals before, during and after a disaster. So after the 2019-2020 bushfires, we were hearing from stakeholders that there was a really strong need to have some guidance for people on how to include animals in, and that's animals across the board. So your pets, your livestock, you've got your native animals, your feral animals, animals that are being cared for by other parties like your vets and your boarding kennels, and just really providing some guidance for your local councils or government or emergency services to say, you know, these are the kinds of groups that exist in communities that we need to plan for. We've seen over the last, I would say, 20 years of disasters that have happened in the United States and globally and in Australia, that people are willing to put their lives at risk to protect and save animals. We know that human-animal bond is really, really strong, and people will, fail to evacuate if there isn't a place to take their pets. People will go back through containment lines to try and save animals. So there was that really strong need from that stakeholder base to provide some guidance on making sure that we're thinking about all of these animals before a disaster. The people we think that this handbook would be really helpful for are your emergency management organisations, to understand the different people in the community that might have animals on site, local councils that might be managing your shelters, your local RSPCA that often have a lot of animals on site that they're responsible for, your local households that need to plan to make sure that the cat and the dog and the pet snake is accounted for in their emergency plans. So we think that this will hopefully be useful for a whole range of stakeholders, and we've tried to write it in the most accessible and useful way for people to be able to pick up and put into action.